Hello and welcome back to the Round 1 Back 9 FPO featured card, the 2025 Northwest Disc Golf Championship, presented by Latitude 64. This is the 7th stop of the Pro Tour. I'm Allie Smith.
And I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're going with Smithcomb, I think, as a working title. Leave it in the comments if you got a better suggestion than that. We are open to ideas. This week, Jomez is again sponsored by Hold My Bag. It's a daily fantasy disc golf game for disc golfers by disc golfers. You don't want to miss out on your chance to win prizes or cash, so sign up at holdmybagdg.com. That's holdmybagdg.com. We are watching Missy Gannon shred the front nine, bogey-free, 4 down. She's leading the way in a tie, though, with Ella Hansen and Taylor Chosick, also 4 down.
And she's, got pars on the last 4, which have played over par for the field, so doing very well.
Yeah. And, making it look so simple. Hole 10 is a par 3, 310 feet. We are going up this hill and then kind of curving to the left. I feel like the best shot is honestly just mostly a straight shot with just the barest hint of fade. If you throw more of a pure hyzer, you end up short left. This is one everyone's thinking of getting.
Yes, completely agree. There's a large tree you can see off the tee. Maybe, yeah, in the distance, that's your aim point. With it being slightly uphill, the disc and gravity wants to fade left. It'll do it. Throw it flat.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting little shot shape. Like the angle, the hill. It's not really one we throw very often. I like it a lot.
And it's like the perfect amount of distance.
Yep. Yeah, not like a total gimme, but still should be very reachable. Holyn pushing that back wall perfectly. She's going to find herself pretty close for a birdie.
I'm going to guess she kind of disc down, went a little maybe mid there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Z Swirl Nebula.
Yeah. And kind of what you were talking about. Paige pushes the hyzer. It sneaks up into the putting green, but it is not quite through the gap she wanted.
Yeah, that short left is red hot on the heat map of where people land.
I've heard back in the day people had like a big anhyzer around this big tree. You don't speak to that?
I mean, the pin used to be where MPOs was. So, there used to be a big forehand or anhyzer around. It'd be around, the tree that Own is at.
Okay.
Past it. I don't think it really makes sense for this pin position.
It makes sense, right? Yeah.
You could, but, it's wide open to just take the route that's right there.
Right.
Paige from about 40 feet. Good bid.
Yeah, outside, chain out left.
It is wild. My first Beaver State fling was 9 years ago.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy? Dating myself. Oh.
Yeah,
what a great birdie from Missy.
Great way to start your back 9.
The rare 3-putt from Own.
Yeah.
Dead center band.
A little high, but in for Holyn. Great drive. And another good way to start your back 9.
Yeah, and she's cleaned it up. I mean, she was getting the birdies early on, but she's kind of eliminated those bogeys, smoothed it out. Is looking great. Only 2 strokes back of the lead now.
This hole actually, there's another hole on the course that I would like to play to a par 5 if you notice it tomorrow when you're playing.
Oh, yeah, I know what that one is.
Okay.
I've been playing out here for 9 years.
Right.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That would be, really interesting. It's a good idea. Yeah. Missy taking the solo lead with that one.
Here we are at hole 11. We've got a par 4, shorter 575, but you have a gap to hit initially off the tee, put you somewhere in the fairway to have an open look at this guarded green. You need to come from the left side to the right side to enter the basket. Forehand if you've got enough distance off the tee, or a turning backhand if that's what you prefer. The tee shot's kind of difficult. You need to turn like a 90 degrees, and you need to pick one of these 2 gaps.
Which gap do you like?
I like this gap.
Me too.
The right side.
Those branches are brutal on the left side. I feel like they knock down so many discs.
And like ricochet them. Versus if I square one of those other trees up, I kind of know where it might kick to.
Yeah. Holyn lacing that shot nicely. The advantage of the inside gap is being able to get over to the left a little bit more.
And you're less prone to push it into the stuff long.
True. Yeah. Really good risk reward on this one. Missy definitely tickling those branches a little. But worth the risk.
For sure. Kind of level with that shorter tee pad. That's great positioning. So we saw only Holyn go the wide route.
Man, Paige making that gap look huge and getting way down there. Bummer that she's in the rough.
Yeah, pinched right, but hopefully she can get a swing off.
Let's see what Own chooses.
And it looks like it's dried up a bit. This tee pad can be slippery, but it doesn't look too bad.
Ooh.
Very close to that tree, and that's perfect position.
And Allie, as you were saying, you can go forehand or backhand. But, I mean, if you have the forehand, that's the shot. But, I mean, it's far. How far do you think Own is?
At least, I'm going to say 300.
Yeah, I think maybe, like, 325 of power to, like, you know, get it up into the green.
Right. With Owen's kind of style of forehand, the flex gives her a little more distance versus Holyn here with the pure hyzer, but distance isn't a problem for her.
Never has been.
No.
That's going to be a bit of an awkward angle for Holyn. It's pretty guarded. Missy going to show us the backhand. You can just see how the window is smaller, though, for a backhand versus a forehand.
A little low and didn't get the turn initially, so maybe just a little early out of the hand, just outside circle one. Should be wide open look.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a cautious play from Missy, just getting a circle two look. Paige getting really aggressive. That's the farthest drive I've ever seen on this hole. Wow.
Wow. Yes. Well done.
Really great back-to-back shots from Paige.
That drive was crushed.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she really pured that left side gap and showed us the advantage.
And as Erika was saying, not much of a putt left for Holyn there. Low ceiling.
Yeah, short and deep of this green. You're not really left with anything. You really have to square up the gap perfectly. Which I think Missy did.
I think so. We'll see here in a second. Yep.
Yeah, she has a honest look at it.
That tree doesn't look to be in her way. Dang.
Yeah, a little low from Missy. Paige. Bullseye.
Gets it done. 11 played slightly over par today. But that's a mostly a par hole for the field, so these ladies here wanted that birdie. A couple of cleanup putts.
What a solid birdie from Paige. Playing the hole like no one else.
She went through the left gap and still pushed it long right. That's a crush.
She's only one of 3 birdies on the day. Oh, I don't recognize the others. Chandler Ray and Madeline Davis, the other two.
Oh, Texan Madeline.
Hole 12 is a par 3, 295 feet, but definitely feels like it plays longer. Really difficult to get a backhand there. You have a high ceiling with the branch there. It's pretty tight on the left and right. If you have the straight pushing forehand or maybe baby flex forehand, that's the shot. You're going to have an advantage if you can get the forehand to push straighter rather than needing the flex. For the backhand, kind of just like the late breaking turn if you have it. It's really hard to get a hyzer flip to flip at the right time and keep turning and get all the way there. It's just a touchy shot.
Yeah, and you can see here Paige is going for that kind of hyzer flip. Gets out high and early. Doesn't quite flip. Left in the rough.
Yeah, as long as you're out of the main gap, though, you'll You'll get the par.
I don't think we need much flex here for Holyn. She's going to go just the pure hyzer, asking for it to get down.
Beautiful.
Yeah. She's put a lot of work into that, and it's paid off. Looks really clean.
It really does. See if Missy can show us a clean backhand.
I felt a bit of the wind on this hole, and it looks like it's a bit of a headwind right through the tunnel, making that flip-up shot a lot more difficult.
Owen probably going to use a lot more of the fairway than Holyn, flexing one down there.
Skip.
And solid, gets just outside the circle. I'd say that's where a lot of the forehands are landing.
This basket's unique, and it is one of a few that are, there's nothing around it. Not elevated either.
Yeah, good point.
Just wide open field, so the circle feels kind of like you got to get it.
Paige. Oh, wow. What a bid. From, what, 100 feet?
Yeah, definitely. The fairway.
Man, I think it hit the chains, the band, and the cage. Missy from deep in circle 2.
Yeah, see, like, it just feels like you need to make that with nothing being around it.
Yeah.
But that's circle 2 putt.
Owen, a little off on the green today.
Yeah. Round 1, got to find your groove.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the front 9 plays a little slower in terms of time.
Yes.
So they're right now kind of starting to pick up their pace.
It's funny, yeah. I feel like you get through like 7 and you're like, geez, we're only through 7 holes. And then all of a sudden you're on like 14. You're like, wait, what happened?
Running through the back.
The back definitely. Shorter walk, shorter holes. Holyn with a really good conversion on that one.
Missy keeping it clean. Through 12. That's really good work here out at Milo.
Only 5 birdies on that one.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It always plays harder than it looks on paper, but it's just a really straight gap. You can't really work a lot of shapes through there. Just calls for an honest forehand, straight pushing shot.
Hole 13, shortest hole on the course, par 3. You have 2 options. You got a forehand or the backhand gap. We're flying through. It's a slight turning shot, probably just a putter. It's a short, landing the wood chips. You can throw the forehand around the large trees or even a slight flex through the gap. The drone flew. No out of bounds. Just do the job.
Here's Taylor Chosek on my card. She was playing really clean all around. She takes this outside hyzer line on hole 13, which is mine and Allie's guess for easiest hole of the day.
Kind of does a little wink there to line up that putt. Close one eye.
Yeah, whatever you got to do.
Great birdie.
And this one, yeah, if you don't have a putt at this, you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Smooth forehand. I love splitting that gap.
Wow.
It's oddly so satisfying. Paige going to show us that backhand turnover.
I'm curious if there was any aces. I don't know.
I feel like we would have heard about it.
That's true.
And the backhand, almost perfect from Paige, catches one of those last guardian trees.
I feel like this tee pad kind of points you a little bit left.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to keep that in your mind.
Yeah, I know. I always end up throwing my backhand a little too straight. Missy doing a good job of getting hers to turn. That was her Z jawbreaker flex soul.
Soul. Let the disc do the work.
I like a forehand here.
I do too.
The left side's a little more open. Owen taking the inside left. We saw Taylor take the outside left.
I like the flex Owen through there.
Mm-hmm. Paige from, what, 55?
Oh,
man, she's all over it from distance.
Today on this, so there no aces on this card, but we're playing with Jennifer Allen. I was, and she threw it right out of her hand. She said, "Got it."
Wow.
Chains, did it chained out for the ace.
Dang.
She got the birdie, but she was close to a second Beaver State. Well, it's not Beaver State.
Dang, it's
Milo
cool that
is.
she knew out of her hand that it was a good run.
Yep, she knew.
Owen converting that putt for birdie.
So as we've predicted, we've got 3 birdies for lead or feature card.
Kind of feels like lead card. Missy going to 6 down, Holyn at 5 now.
That is a really good score.
Yeah, sure is. Paige gonna card the only par. And we were right. We did it. It was the easiest hole of the day.
Go us.
Averaging a third of a stroke under par. 18 birdies.
Call that a musket.
Yep. If there ever was one.
The musket. So yeah, like I said, our feature card is looking like lead card right now with Missy and Holyn in the lead, or 1 stroke behind.
Hole 14, kind of a tricky line at 323 feet. This one glowing tree we're approaching right here on the left is your main obstacle. If you're going to go to the left of it like the drone is flying, it's really hard to make a frisbee do what you want to get it all the way back to the right. I've seen some flexing forehands kind of work. I've seen some turning backhands kind of work. A lot of times you're turning to the right of that tree instead and just trying to get lucky through the small little grove of trees on the right side. Because even if you drop there, you're going to be able to scramble your par. I do think the cleanest line is the flex forehand to the left of that tree. Holyn really early, I think, on that forehand.
Yeah, and I mean, Holyn has spoke about like her bread and butter forehand is hyzer, and so she's kind of strays away from the flex, which I think this hole needs to birdie the forehand.
Yes. And here's that play I was talking about where you just throw at the little grove and hope. Works out well for Missy.
Off the tee, it doesn't look like much of a gap, but when you get down the fairway, those smaller trees actually create a corridor to throw through.
Yeah.
It's just tough to get your disc there.
I would say not one specific gap, though. You're just trying to hit one of those little gaps.
Yes.
Owen does the job, but drops early. Kind of just rolling the wheel on this one.
Looks like a maybe slower disc, maybe not.
Wow.
It is 320.
Wow, Paige. That is as good as you're ever going to see the backhand outside route thrown.
Around the tree left and made the disc go right.
Amazing. Honestly, so impressive. That was her Z soul.
Very understable. Yeah.
Yeah, she just shaped that shot perfectly.
Do you notice
After
this?
I said you can't do it.
Do you notice this basket doesn't have any, there's no koozie, there's no asset on the base of it.
Just is what it is.
Raw pull.
Missy from outside the circle.
Good commitment. She wanted that birdie look. Just outside circle. Dang. She's looking strong and confident.
Mm-hmm. I really want this one for Paige. Yes. That was a truly astonishing tee shot. Such a high skill level.
Slow speed disc too. Is
Yeah.
that 5 or 6? Clean up some pars here. Looks like a giant tree has fallen. They've chopped up. Yep.
Some good comebackers.
Do you find yourself during the round being like, yep, when other people kind of tap in?
Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. That's my go-to. Yeah.
Sometimes not even loud enough for anybody but myself to hear it.
Yeah. That's it. Because you're not going to be like, nice putt for a
Yeah.
comebacker when they like miss their birdie putt, you know? But you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
he did it.
it's in.
Missy and Holyn still leading the way. Paige climbing up.
Hole
with that
15. This is a new addition for this year. It is a largely downhill shot that you need to get left to right and then left again. It kind of requires a spiking anhyzer that will fade out at the end from the backhand. It is very tough. It is blind. You kind of I don't know how to judge where the disc is going here. Do you have any insight on that?
No, I kind of just try to throw. I like the forehand and throwing it like it's the par 5 from last year, and then I'll get you like a circle's edge look.
Wow, my face was just cracked by that shot. That was so good.
That was so good. The backhand is so touchy.
Yes. But I agree with you. I'm just trying to throw it like it was the par 5.
Yeah, I'm surprised to not see Holyn do it because she has such a good forehand hyzer. And the backhand is so risky. I mean, she makes it through a very small unintended gap, and it's going to work fine.
And the green is not very friendly. It's a really low ceiling, very spin putt friendly, I suppose.
Traditional Milo, this hole would be kind of straight ahead, a little bit more. So this is a pin position I've never personally seen.
Wow.
The pin used to be, more like where Missy
down
just
there.
landed down,
Okay.
in the trees there. So it's interesting. I do think it's kind of cool because the backhand will get you closer if you do it right than the forehand, but it's riskier. So I always like that kind of decision making. But yeah, it's tough. Such a blind shot. You think it's good. You get up there, you're like, oh, I'm 60 feet away in a tree.
Right.
Whoops.
And it's a little dangerous with the next tee pad being kind of like adjacent or across from this basket. But, how do you feel about the change from the par 5 to breaking it into 2 par 3s?
I don't mind it. I mean, I really liked the par 5 actually, personally. But yeah, they took away 18, I think, to give us more room to like warm up essentially. Right. So I understand the decision, and I think they did a good job with what they had. Ooh, Missy.
Beautiful birdie.
How about you?
I love the next hole. I love new 16.
Me too.
But I don't really love this hole.
Yeah, this one, it's good for a slow mez, I guess, but
That's a great birdie. This actually played under par today. I would have never guessed that. I would have guessed kind of even par. Just how many birdies?
How much under par?
Not much. 0.09.
Okay.
So a few birdies. How many? Oh, you were able to find that information so much faster than me.
Practice.
Yeah.
There's 13.
There, 13. Yeah, gotta click it. Good on you.
Oh, nice putt from Paige, converting her birdie, moving to 4 down. Paige starting to stack up.
Sure is. The beginning of the round, she was seemed to be like early releasing, and I think she's kind of
Dialed.
brought that back. Yeah. Missy at 7 down. Wow, but not pulled away quite yet.
Hole 16, a new par 4, 454 feet. We are teeing kind of on the right side of the fairway. If you want to play it safe, you're going to land kind of at this gap, but maybe out into the field a little bit more. It makes your second shot harder. But if you don't line yourself up exactly right in that gap, you're going to have a hard time. So I think it's going to be interesting strategy-wise, how many people are going to try to get it inside the gap, because if you do it, easy birdie. If you don't, you might be looking at a birdie. And how many people are going to kind of play it safe off the tee shot and have that more difficult second shot. Here's the safe play.
Right. I feel like the backhand is, it's just safe, but it is like you can just pick the disc, you know how far you can throw it.
Yep.
And put it there. So it doesn't matter how maybe far away from the gap you are.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. as long as you're lined up. But I mean, like where Missy is going to be a whole lot easier than where Paige is.
Agree. And it's because that low ceiling, that left tree. This is the play I like.
Same.
Just the Stockheiser forehand.
You do need some good, big slip.
Big slip.
Some good power to get it all the way into the gap, though. There's kind of a sneaky gap that Holyn found.
She sure did.
You aren't always that lucky, but I mean, she did have a pretty unlucky slip, so we'll call it a wash. Ooh, Owen really pulling that one.
She was a little concerned, it looked like, from Holland's slip. I saw her, checking the tee pad.
Yeah.
Kind of overcommitting on that. Precipitation has begun once again.
Yeah, this is where it kind of picked up a little bit more. Wow. Owen just going to chuck one, and it does not work.
Does not.
I'm really surprised that she didn't just line it up to the gap.
Yeah. Maybe she saw something we didn't.
Yeah. Paige with a tricky angle here.
Needs to get it high enough.
Wow.
And bending right.
So good.
Well done. Might be just in or just outside the circle. That might have been MPO's whisker, but good shot from the pinched position.
Yeah, Paige really dialing in some high-level shots here. Owen taking that inside gap, still not quite able to get it up the hill.
Missy's got a wide open gap. Oh, and just pulls that up shot into the one tree in the middle there.
Ooh, this is even way tougher.
Yeah.
Awkward stance.
Uphill. Well, there's not much to contend with once you get past the wood chips there.
Yeah, it's true.
Open putt.
Holyn going through the same lane that Missy just did on her second. And that's the advantage of getting inside the gap on the first throw.
She snuck through, yes. But, yep, through nonetheless.
I didn't say how she did it.
Okay, I lied. There is a little bit to contend with if you get up there.
Uh-oh. I was going to say, Missy's in danger of losing her bogey-free round.
Not a problem.
I love when she shrugs when she makes these long ones.
Jomez.
Huge putt.
Full extension. Dead center.
Yes. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, what?
All right.
Ah.
Paige for birdie just outside. A lot of chains.
Yeah.
Catches the left side.
That spin putt, it's very direct. It needs to be center to stick. Way to capitalize on that birdie. That drive was not the best, but found its way.
I mean, that little inside gap does exist.
Yeah. From here to the walk to 17 is a mystery, how to actually get there.
Yeah. I think you just dart right back down, get in everybody's way, and then make your way over. Definitely a little bit of awkward course flow.
Hole 17. You got a par 4, pretty short. You got to throw Stockheiser backhand somewhere. If you got up to the sun, you're looking great. And then the upshot is a bit trickier. You've got a lot of trees to contend with. You have an out-of-bounds road that surrounds pretty closely the basket. This gap we flew through the left side is the more friendly open gap, but it does require more of a forehand or a turning backhand. Holland's going to go giant.
Huge.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, giant.
Wow.
Well done. And puts herself in the left side. I think that definitely will open that second shot up. Sometimes there's a little bit of a headwind from the road.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have too much wind today. Paige pushing hers a little straighter.
And
that's going to be great.
Yeah. It's still so far up there.
It really is. I mean, they're both landing, at least 50 feet, if not more, 80 feet past, like, the normal landing zone. Missy, this is a great shot. Also, let's see. She's still way up there.
Yep. This kind of swooping hyzer is actually more what it calls for.
Yep. Yeah, I'm curious. Is Owen still going to flex it?
A little baby flex.
Just a teeny one.
Safe nonetheless. How do you feel about the change, this being 17 versus what is now 18?
I don't mind it. Like, it's cool to end with the genius hole. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I mean, I think the old 18 was also good, but I feel like genius was like always meant to be the finishing hole, kind of.
That's how I feel. Let's see what.
Ooh, Missy lacing this tunnel. Beautiful shot. Missy kind of on track. I was saying 7-8 was like a really good score last year. 10 being the best. Looking similar.
I wonder if those were bogey free though. She is bogey free.
Good point.
Kind of feels better when you're bogey free. I don't know. Maybe.
Beautiful. It's got to feel better when you're bogey free.
Yeah. Well done by Holyn. Back to back there. That's a memorable hole for her. She's got good vibes from
That's
this hole.
true.
Yeah.
Ah, Paige. All over it. Ooh.
Sneaks it in there.
Don't look at me.
Was it sunny today?
I feel like it peaked out.
Yeah.
Maybe at the very... No, it
No,
wasn't.
it was
It
raining.
wasn't.
She wore those all day. Yeah. It's a vibe, like you said.
Yeah.
The own vibe. Great birdie.
3 great birdies.
Mm-hmm.
Paige just a hair off. Good par, though.
Yeah.
See, that one played .07 under par with 10 birdies.
Ooh. Up and in.
Missy gonna lead the way going into the final hole, followed by Holyn, Valerie Mandujano 5 down, Paige Pierce in a tie with Kat Murch at 4 down. Hole 18, the genius hole, 888 feet. A par 5, a really fun tee shot here. I like kind of a gentle hyzer flip to straight pushing shot, but you see a lot of different shot shapes. Get through the tunnel of trees, and if you're far enough, you can go across on your second. I don't really think we're going to see eagle bids, but I guess it's theoretically possible. If you're out of position off the tee, you're going to lay up on the short side of the road, then go across on your third. It's still possible to birdie, but it's a very demanding third shot if you do that. A lot of out of bounds once you cross the road on the left. I think this is a really cool hole. I like it a lot. I mean, I've always liked it, but they've changed it a bunch, and I think this is a really good iteration.
I agree. I think it's a lot of fun. This shot is picturesque.
Mm-hmm. Another one that when you get the angle just right, you're like, oh, this is why we do it.
Yeah. And in the mist of Oregon. Beautiful.
Yeah, Holyn getting out of the gap really nicely.
And definitely like produces drama. There's lots of
Yes.
strokes that can be swung either way.
Definitely.
2 really clean shots, flip through the gap, around all the trees.
Look, this is looking great from Owen as well. Yep, and I'll pass the last tree.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I lost it too. Paige. Oh, wow. Works through the right side. Definitely gets a little bit fortunate, but has a lot of power. Great nose angle. Gets way down there.
Mm-hmm. Trees were nice. Those kicks there.
Decision time here for Owen. It's not a great angle to go across because it's kind of going across to the skinniest point Skip. Oh, that's great. That curb can really end your dreams.
Sure can.
Oh.
There's always a bit of a headwind coming from the parking lot up the road.
Paige with a much better angle on it.
Good flip. Can we get some stability? It's a crush.
Yeah, it is crush. She's like past the basket, kind of.
Yeah.
Man, these are such good drives.
And really good upshots. Not making this look...
Ooh.
Just spoke so soon. Oh my gosh.
You'll learn.
I mean, she did a great job, made it over the road, just too strong.
Just a lot of flare skip on that one. That's why I like doing what Paige did, what Holyn's doing, pushing straight down the fairway versus, fading towards the OB is the better play.
If you're going to make a mistake, it might be the one to make. You don't want to go be right, not cross the road.
Totally. That's true. Owns third.
Into those nice soft wood chips. I think this is a fun green to approach. It's a bit guarded. Kind of makes you play a skip play or play around with a big forehand.
Yeah, I like it too. I like this play from Missy. Little backhand hyzer if you have it. It's surprisingly guarded on the short side.
Yeah, so no real eagle looks, like you said, but maybe with the conditions better tomorrow, we might see a bigger shot.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see an eagle out here. It would be a truly impressive one. Paige caught up in that low foliage. She'll have to earn her birdie from outside the circle to the elevated pin. Yeah.
Great finish.
Paige with a solid round, and she kind of left a lot out there that she was just so close on. Really a joy to watch her. Let's finish it with this Jomez. Looks like that'll secure her in a tie for fourth. Holyn to move to 8 down. Really clean back nine from Holyn.
8 down and had some Christmas tree or Christmas lights on the front. So
she did.
Cleaned some bogeys up and
kept her cool. Got those birdies.
Feature card showing us how to play 18.
And Missy to keep it bogey free. Very impressive. Looks like a tie at the top between Missy and Holyn.
Really good rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, fun watch for sure. And a lot of different ways to get there. Looks like Paige and Valerie Menujano will join us on lead card tomorrow, both 5 down. So our feature card really did kind of turn into the lead card.
Sure did.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Cat Merch also in that tie for third. Looks like under par is going to be right around top 12 or so. We'll see if we can get some more eagles, get some 10 downs maybe. Tomorrow, I think it's supposed to be pretty nice conditions. We will be back at Milo, Riverbend for one more round before moving over to Glendoveer.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's a good time out here. Thank you all for joining us. We will be back for 3 more rounds. And don't forget, we are close to 500,000. It's 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I stuttered because it just sounds like so many. And you can be one of them. So please subscribe and help us out. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Allie Smith.
Team Smithcomb?
Yeah.
Yeah. Help us out with that too. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Watch your body and I feel that. sunshine. Get up on my body, know it truly, I feel fine. Get up watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know it truly, I feel fine.